All right, it's golf season. Obviously, we're 2 weeks away from our Putts for a Purpose outing, June 27th at Pine Hills. We are doing our anti-rain dance daily because this weekend, the poor folks, friends of ours who run the Amazing Gracie outing at Stonebridge, huge outing, 120 plus golfers, plus all the volunteers, plus they do a great job with getting donations for raffles and all kinds of goodies. And unfortunately, the Stonebridge Golf and Country Club, we were told, was underwater on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we couldn't play. So with that, we did have a really awesome golf experience at a different place. We never go out to Newport Golf Club. And we did on Wednesday, the one day we hit high 80s.
It was beautiful.
It was a dream.
Yep.
And so we took our son and one of his buddies and we played Newport. They put a ton of money. The clubhouse is really nice. Bar, restaurant, really nice. They've got a golf simulator. They do a lot of events, throughout the year. And the course was in great shape, really aesthetically pleasing, challenging holes, some great backdrops.
I golfed really good.
You played really well. This
the
is
front nine.
This sums up golf. We get done with 9, and my wife says,
I went into the clubhouse to use the bathroom before we made the turn.
And you said what?
I said, that is the best 9 holes of golf I've ever played. Like, I was jacked up. I was excited.
Best 9 holes I've ever played.
And then
she duffed her tee shot on 10.
I teed up my ball on 10 and hit it straight up in the air.
And then whiffed on the second
Shut
shot.
up. The second shot is my downfall. I've got to figure out the second shot.
Within 4 minutes of declaring it the best round of her life, she dropped a word we can't say here on the podcast and declared how much she hates golf.
But then I did have a couple of good holes after that. But it just goes to show you that, and Connor had a couple of holes where he struggled, and we did have a
humbling sport.
It was fun as long as you're there for the fun and you realize you're not. What's his name? Scheffler? Scotty Scheffler.
You're definitely not Scotty Scheffler.
You're not Scotty Scheffler. You're not going to win every time you go out there. Just have fun with it. And it was beautiful out. It's a sport where you just get to be outside. And
you play bad long enough, you get to where I'm at, where you just expect it. And every once in a while, something good happens. You're like, whoa, whoa, what was that?
So after we got done at the Newport Country Club, it's called, right?
Yeah, golf club.
Something like that.
Golf Club of Newport. G-Con. They got
I
G-Con.
think everybody can guess where we went after that because
if you're in Newport,
there's
only one place for lunch
for sure, the Alamo.
Yeah.
And we went there. We had a great meal.
Yeah.
I got fish tacos. Yeah. You got a chicken wrap.
Yeah, it was weird. It was chicken and
barbecue
and
steak
sauce.
But it was really, really good. It was really good.
We'll talk about the Alamo a lot. If you haven't been there, you're only cheating yourself. Don't do it. Yeah, if you're into to top-notch bar food, if you will.
Yeah.
That's our jam. So we spent some time there. We snuck up to Hinckley Lake to catch a couple friends of ours, Bert Doolin's Oil, shout out. He gave us the restaurants you don't know about list that went viral. Mm-hmm. Forever grateful for that. And we still haven't been to Bucky and Georgette's, but he did bring it to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but on Saturday, back to Saturday, so sad that, our event, we weren't able to attend as a team. Scott brings his State Farm team, and we decided to go. Where are you going to go when it's raining and dreary, but you all want to hang out as a group, and there's a lot to offer?
Yeah, and our son, Connor, was like depressed. He wanted to golf, and so we said, well, we can go to the casino to golf. Not
simulator.
Outside, although they probably were letting people out, but the golf simulator is something. It's not even, we did the driving range. So
but they do have the simulator.
Yeah, they've
there.
got simulators. They've got a chipping area, putting area, and they've got a double-decker indoor driving range. Just awesome spot for the golf enthusiast year-round. And then, some girls like to play the slots. Some people like to play the table games. We rendezvoused at the Tavern. Tavern is called.
Upstate
Top
Tavern.
The escalator, yep. And they've got a good menu for
I had the
diverse
best
selection.
sandwich. If you're going to go to the Tavern, and I usually Don't get chicken because that's something I can make at home. I got the Tavern Club, and it was delicious. It was really, really good. I was impressed with it. So good place to get food. And they will Connor was able to have lunch with us because he's not 18 yet. So that's one of the places you can go.
And then he left so we could go blow his college fund after that.
And then Scott laughed at me. Even so, so Scott and Tyler were sitting down at a table playing blackjack, and I had lost the amount of money that I allowed myself to lose, knowing that I'm not a very lucky person. What? And so I'm not when it comes to gambling, I'm not. So I walked up to Scott and Tyler, who were sitting at a table, and Scott, says, "Do you want more money?" I said, "No, I have a credit card. The sun is now shining." And I went out and sat in the foyer where the old sports book used to be. And I was just able to watch TV and have a drink. So you don't need to go there. And people watch. That's my favorite. People watching there is just awesome.
Yeah, the second only to the Walmart in Rome.
The airport. The airport is definitely the best place to people watch, for sure.
But I do want to fact check you because the casino, maybe not so much, but we'll be at Saratoga, and a couple bomber horses that no one's ever heard of, like long odds, like the 210 that no one even looked at. Everyone's like, oh, and then here goes my wife screaming and yelling, "I got the exact one." I'm like, how would you ever pick those two horses? You do that all the time.
You know how I pick my horses.
That's right. Yeah, that's.
I walk right up to the paddock there.
Don't tell everyone.
And I watch all the horses walk by, and one of them just happens to look at me in a certain way, and sometimes that's the way I pick my horse.
This is no joke.
It is no joke.
My wife puts herself on the fence, the paddock where they walk by, and
for
then
every race,
she says, "This one looked at me," and it's funny to me because I'm super smart and I realize that all horses have their eyes on the side of their head.
No, but some of them,
and I'm like, they all should be looking at you. If one doesn't look at you, don't bet that one.
Some of them have the blinders on. No.
But there it is. Follow us for more handicapping tips this summer at Saratoga. We should do
look for me on the white fence. You'll know if we're there.
We should
because
do
I'm
a
standing
live
on the
out
white
there
fence.
with Andy Serling.
That would be great. Okay, we're off topic now.
No, we're not. We're going to Saratoga. It's almost that time of year. All right. So
let's talk about Scholar Athlete?
Yeah, let's talk about Section 3. So we talk about Love Living Local 315. We get a lot of heat from our friends in Syracuse that, we're really Love Living Local CNY. We are focused on the Utica, Rome area. And Syracuse people get all butthurt about that.
Well, don't get butthurt because in a minute we're going to talk about Syracuse. I got a Syracuse event on my docket today, so keep going.
So Section 3 is one of the largest. We're talking about high school sports. One of the largest sections there is. It goes from all the way up Canada, Alex Bay, all the way over to the Tug Hill Plateau, out towards down near. Cooperstown's in it.
Yep.
It's just huge. I mean, so growing up in this area, playing sports, and now as parents, you got some long road trips when you get into sectionals, especially. But super proud moment. Our second son was named one of the 2 scholar athletes from our school, and each school brought a couple scholar athletes, 1 or 2, to represent their school at the Section 3 dinner, which they've done 36 consecutive years for scholar athletes. Over 600 people were at the event, and you talk about efficient. Whoever planned that event.
This was done at Onondaga Community College. It's right at that SRA event center, and we had attended track meets out there. And the way they transformed the area into a place for a nice dinner, the efficiency of how we ate so quickly.
They fed 600 people and gave out all the awards in 2 hours.
Under 2 hours. We were out of there before 8 o'clock.
And it was well done.
Yes.
I mean, multiple speakers and the jumbotrons and, the whole deal. And the kids got plaques. Got a plaque. They got a quarter zip. They got $100, which I thought was going to be a check. It was cash. Which is
so Connor put it in his pocket.
Yeah, he pocketed that real quick.
I'm keeping all the cash. I'm keeping all the checks to deposit in a savings account.
Kudos to all the student athletes who get it done both in the classroom and on the field. It is a lot of work, and especially like I said with the travel. There's so many nights where he's just getting home from school because he had a game right afterwards at 9 o'clock, and then is up till whatever time doing homework, and it's a lot of work. So
okay. So one more thing. Let's talk about Meats on Maine.
Yeah. Nick Fumarola is one of our Putts for a Purpose sponsors. Kind of neat symmetry here because Nick was a Hey Neighbor guest early.
Yep.
We need to get him back on.
For sure.
And Joe,
We did his over Zoom, remember?
We did his over Zoom, and
Yep.
he wasn't on camera. We got to get his beautiful face on camera with us here in person. So we're coming for you, Nick. We're coming for you. We're going to get you back. But very generous, has an amazing business. And the symmetry that I was initially referring to is we just had Joe Palumbo on from Kristen's Fund. And Nick is one of those just jump and help out kind of guys. And he said, I want to be a part of this. And he came on as a sponsor. As you know, half the money from sponsors goes towards a charitable donation. And he said, hey, why don't we do Kristen's Fund? So kind of worked out well there. So Meats on Maine is your, true deli. And meat market. I mean, so many different things, and he'll customize, personalize, work with you.
Let me talk. You can go in, and they do have prepared meals in the case, which is great for if you don't choose for cooking that night. Like he always has, like whether it's mushroom stew over ziti, he's always got coleslaw and mac salad and all that other stuff. I bought a container of chicken salad, which Connor destroyed last night.
Joys of having teenagers.
Exactly. But the cold cuts are great. They carry all Boar's Head high quality meats and cheeses. They grate all their own cheese. And now what he's doing new too is he's making subs daily for lunch. You can go in and you can order. He's got a list of the subs right on the case there, and they will make it to order. Like if you don't want onions or if you don't want, like lettuce or whatever, but it's all meat that they are freshly slicing and then putting right on your sub.
And his father's making the bread.
His father's making
Fresh.
the bread. The bread is fantastic. Yeah. And then they always have their meat cooler with the steaks and sausage, his sausage. So we ate 2 things from Meats on Maine this week, and they were both fantastic. The first thing we had was the Tito sausage, which is a sausage that he makes unique. It's stuffed with cherry peppers, I believe, and Asiago cheese. Super good. We just threw that on the Blackstone. It was great. Unique flavor if you're just sick of just the mild, hot, medium flavors. It was really good. And then yesterday I went in, and I'm always looking for his opinion. I said, I want to do fajitas, and this is the first time I'm making them on the Blackstone. What cut of steak do you think that I need? And he was like, oh, Kelly, I got you. And so he took 2 sirloins out of his case. He goes, I'll slice them for you too, because my knives are way sharper. And Scott, how were they?
So this was, there was no setup to me coming home and just devouring food. It was a long day.
Yeah,
And
I knew Scott had a rough day,
You didn't tell me
too.
anything about it. But,
I know.
And we are blessed to eat out often. We've been to some of the top steakhouses across the land. And I took like 2 bites of this, and I'm like, where's the steak from?
Yeah.
And she's like, Meats on Maine.
Yeah,
And
really
it was,
good.
Like noticeably delicious, like Standout, making me stop.
Yeah.
Devouring
Don't
my
worry,
food and ask where
I have
it's from.
leftovers. I knew it was going to be good, so that's why I got a lot. So go to Meats on Maine, and Nick will be super helpful.
It's funny. Back when we were in college, we were in Rochester, and there was a place on Park Ave in Rochester called the Park Ave Deli, very unique. And we'd go in there. We were broke back then. We weren't as blessed, but for $4, dating myself in the 90s here, they would, and we didn't have $4. This was like a treat. When we had $4, we'd go in there, fresh bread. They'd slice the deli meat. I mean, it was the best sub ever. And now Nick has recreated the Park Ave Deli experience.
Park Ave Deli is no longer there, so now it's
and I'm
see Nick.
here.
Yeah,
so let's do it.
It's perfect.
So Meats on Maine. Thank you to Nick and his team down there for feeding us and for also supporting our cause.
Okay, we ready for the weekend?
I'm ready.
Syracuse, here you are. 2025 New York State Blues Festival at the Syracuse State Fairgrounds. Admission is free if you want to be in the general public there. Warren Haynes is headlining and will perform on Saturday. He's awesome. So you can see the full...
That's a Saturday?
Saturday. There's a full schedule of bands on their website. If you just go to Google 2025 New York State Blues Festival, they do offer a VIP package. We know how much Scott loves these packages, so I had to include them. You get fully catered dinner each night, beer, wine, plus non-alcoholic drinks, snacks, and preferred seating during the festival. So if you're going to purchase a ticket for Thursday, it's $125. Friday, $175. Saturday, $275. You can get a Friday and Saturday pass for $375. All 3 days for $475. But like I said, if you're just there to hear the music, it's free admission. But if you want to get a good seat, like up close to the stage, you're going to want to buy tickets.
Warren Haynes is one of those guys. Everyone's different, right? But vocally, and actually
Unique sound,
Stapleton's coming here as well. He's going to be at SPAC.
He's going to be at SPAC.
June 20th.
Yep.
We've got that one circled as a possibility. I didn't realize Warren Haynes was here. We got to look at our Saturday because he's one of those guys that could just like sing the phone book. Just very soulful, just talented. Look at Government Mule and some things he's done there. He's done some work with Dave Matthews. He's an amazing artist. So check it out. Deerfield on Friday. Deerfield Field Days.
All weekend. Yep.
All weekend. Okay.
Yep.
Starting Friday.
Yep. All the tomfoolery that you will find at any of Fireman Field Days. I mean, we know they've got rides, they've got carnival food, they've got contests, they've got, if you want to know what they have, just go to their website as well.
I mean, I hesitate to paint with a wide brush, but I think consistently firefighters, are a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
for sure.
If you're going to throw a party and you're going to invite a whole bunch of firefighters, it's going to get rowdy.
What happens if there's a fire in Deerfield this weekend?
Well, they reserve a certain amount of people who can't get rowdy.
Okay.
On the record.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, on the record. Now, back in the 50s and 60s, I'm sure
they just showed up
before certain laws and expectations. It's Father's Day weekend, so happy Father's Day to the dudes getting it done every day. Herkimer Diamond Mines.
Here's
different,
someone, right?
Yeah, that we usually don't talk about. So Father's Day weekend, fun-filled, action-packed event, June 13th to the 15th. Bring the whole family and enjoy. Dads get a special discount. And, listen, we're like a couple miles from the Herkimer Diamond Mines. And admittedly, we never really got involved over there, but we went to a birthday party, one of our kids' buddies, and it's neat.
It is a lot of fun. And they also do a summer camp as well for kids. So if you're looking to get your kid involved in something for a week or two during the summer, they also do a summer camp.
KOA campgrounds right across the street. And, we've got friends that come in from all over the state to camp there. And
float the river.
Yeah.
They also have that.
So it's one of those things that I feel falls into the bucket of it's so close to home they don't appreciate it or think about it. Almost like Cooperstown, like just how famous Cooperstown is, and it's right down the street, and we don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not comparing the Herkimer Diamond Mines and the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I think I just did.
You did. Yep, you did.
Anyway, check it out. Father's Day weekend.
Yep. So Get the Lead Out is a Led Zeppelin experience. That's going to be at the Stanley Theater at 8 p.m. also on Friday. I've seen the billboards and everything.
This is something that I don't think we've ever done.
We've never seen a tribute band. I know.
But Gary Kiola, huge
this
classic
is a huge
rock.
That's what I mean.
He talks about Get the Lead Out, and he's like, it's probably better than seeing Led Zeppelin. Like, it's an experience. They're amazing. Again, something that is unique that people should check out. So that's Friday at 8 o'clock, Stanley Theater.
Okay, on to Saturday. Goat yoga.
I'll never understand it. It makes
no sense.
Jen
and I participated in goat yoga, not at Spring Creek Lavender Farm, but we did it in New Jersey.
Something you need to know about goats. They're not house.
They're not potty trained.
Housebroken.
Yeah, they're not. So you're taking a chance there. You're definitely taking a chance. But Spring Creek Lavender Farm is a great place. You can go there for goat yoga. They also have other events. But for this event on Saturday, you'll be led in goat yoga by an amazing instructor from In Bloom Yoga. In Bloom Yoga is probably the most famous yoga studio that we have in Utica. They're right on Genesee Street there. So you'll get an hour of fun and relaxing yoga with goats. And then after the yoga, you get to spend 30 minutes cuddling with the goats and making sure that you get the perfect yoga picture. You can sign up on their website at Spring Creek Lavendery, NY.com. Don't wait, and it's only $30. As of today, it's not sold out. So if you're interested in doing that, go for it.
Yeah, that's there's different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
and I don't cuddle with goats, and I will never play donkey basketball again.
Yeah.
Those are two things
we won't
that
talk
are
about
off
that.
my list.
The next one, though, is
The next one is right up. All right, now
it's
we're
right
back.
up your alley.
We're back.
There
We're
you go.
Dad Fest in Old Forge. We had one of the greatest Father's Days ever.
I knew you were going to say
of
that.
course you did.
I almost left it out.
You should have.
I should have.
Because now the whole world's going to know.
Shut up.
Because, look, I try. I try to be supportive. I try
You're
to
a
be a
great
good
dad, Scott. You're a great dad.
I give it my all.
We were in the
40%
thick.
of the time.
We were in the thick of our parenting
Kids were little.
year.
Kids were little. We still had the minivan, and the one thing I wanted to do was go to Old Forge, and we did, and we had a great day Saturday and Sunday morning. We wake up Father's Day, and my 3-year-old son and 5-year-old son, happy Father's Day, and we go on with our day. And it was about 1 o'clock, and I was getting calls and texts from random people that I never even talked to, and all of a sudden my wife looks at me and goes, "Oh yeah,
Oh my God, it's Father's Day."
Father's Day."
I totally had forgotten.
We made it half the day before.
I
my wife-
planned the weekend, but I just forgot to say those words on Sunday morning when
I have forgiven you.
I'm sorry. So
Still
anyway,
not doing goat
let's
yoga.
not talk about what's going on in Old Forge this weekend.
All right, there's a whole bunch of stuff,
Yep.
and they, Old Forge is one of those towns that they turn the town into an event.
Mhm.
I mean, so everywhere you go, there's stuff going on. So, there's car rallies, there's antique snowmobiles, there's frog jumps, there obviously vendors and live music and just all kinds of good stuff. So check it out. Google it, whatever. Just drive up Route 12 and.
And then also it's opening weekend at Enchanted Forest Water Safari too. So that's one of the big things too is bring your family and go for a day over there because kids really do love a water park. And at times you're the happiest when your kids are busy. It allows
Call
you
that
to,
all the time.
Yeah, well.
Again, Joe Palumbo reference. He talked about the Otisaga and the Hawkeye Grill being one of his favorite spots when he's here in New York. So the Otisaga is having a murder mystery dinner. Are we still on Friday?
Saturday.
Murder mystery dinner at the Otisaga. And what's the dinner? Does it talk about it? Or what's the mystery?
No, they didn't give me a
Oh, they didn't
description.
give a
I think it's
description. Okay.
Murder Mystery Hotel of sorts.
Which is cool because it's a haunted hotel.
It is a haunted hotel.
Yeah.
So I've got to think that the atmosphere is definitely going to play into the experience. But it is $75 per person and cash bar.
Fun story here. First annual Cornhole tournament benefiting the Rome Sports Hall of Fame. It's this Saturday, June 14th. It starts at 9 a.m. At the Polish Home on South George Street in Rome. And it's a fun story because people are coming in from out of town because we have an Airbnb that, that's next week? Oh.
This is a different cornhole tournament.
Oh, there's multiple cornhole tournaments
There's
here?
another one next week.
Then we have someone coming in.
We
out from out
actually
of
have
town.
people staying in our Airbnb coming from Maryland for a cornhole tournament. So I think
But
these
not
have
this
become
one.
very popular. I don't know where the one is. We'll get to
There was a point in
next
time
week.
when we were really good at cornhole before no one else started practicing cornhole. And
Yeah, I
now
think that's the
we've
case.
kind of,
Now we're not so good.
our world ranking has dipped.
We had the time of our life that one night. Where were we?
Saratoga.
I thought we were in
Oh,
Burlington.
Burlington.
We were in
Burlington.
Burlington.
Yeah, we were in Burlington. And I mean, I'm sure there was some drinks involved, but Kelly and I were running the cornhole board. I mean, it was
These people
legit hours.
And this guy was mad.
And this dude
angry.
came and played us twice. And he was pissed that he couldn't get over it.
Yep.
He was mad at you.
We were just the best.
You get loud.
I get loud. I kind of taunt a little bit. And
This is always one of my favorites when it comes around
I know,
this
I
time
knew
of
you were
year. I'm so predictable. But the Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday from 10 to 4 is making claim that this is the world's largest yard sale. There are 7 billion humans on the planet. I don't know how the Herkimer County Fair
can host.
has figured out that this is the world's largest, but we're going with it.
Hey,
If you say it,
way,
fake it till you make it.
it's the way it reads. So just Yep, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the fairgrounds.
Big
There's
weekend.
also going to be music up there, too, by the Dove Tones. So they're going to have music playing, too, while you walk around and shop.
They're the world's most famous
Maybe.
Dove Tones.
This next one's huge. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Stanley, back-to-back
Yep.
nights. So coming off, get the lead out. I'll mess up pronunciation of his name. Sofronio? Sofronio.
I think that's how you say it.
Vasquez. He was the local winner of The Voice. Big deal. He's coming back home 7:30 on a Saturday night. So get your tickets to that.
Sunday.
Let's talk about Father's Day.
It's Father's Day on Sunday. Don't forget to tell your husband Happy Father's Day if you have children.
He doesn't have to be your husband, by the way. It's
Oh, he doesn't have to be.
2025.
Sorry,
Come
you're
on.
right.
Yeah,
Don't forget to tell
you're showing our age.
On Sunday at Copper City Brewing in Rome, Cousins Maine Lobster will be there. This is a food truck that is very famous, and they're coming back. And so, all right, the way this works is you can call in your order ahead of time, and I guess that's what they want you to do because this lobster roll, if you go to their Facebook page, just looks amazing. So from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., they will give you a time slot where you can pick up your roll when it will be ready. If you go there, I think you can order on site. I'm not quite sure the way it works, but Copper City Brewing also had a huge weekend last weekend because they opened their brewcade. And what it is it's pinball machines that you can play while you're drinking Copper City beer. So yeah, check it out.
Trisha Sticka just came in and recorded, and she gave a shout out. Copper City, it's a place to go. We haven't been there. We need to check it out.
And Cousins Made Lobster. She said that she did this last year.
And apparently, we can't back this up, but we think that they were on the Shark Tank. That was originally funded by Shark Tank, the Maine Lobster.
Yep.
All right, Joey's 307. There's a restaurant that we need to get back to. We always have a great experience and great food when we're there. But this isn't about the restaurant. I know, and I see you getting nervous there. I read ahead. So Latte Love, soft grand opening is 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. So obviously this is coffee, right? So local mobile coffee trailer that specializes in iced lattes and matchas, also serving samples, snacks. There will be raffles. So this is at Joey's 307. Expanding from no longer just dinners and bringing in the coffee trailer.
Okay, Father's Day, Captain and Crew at Holland Heights. We talked about Holland Heights before. They are definitely a local golf course that's trying to put together events that you can attend because a lot of people obviously have their golf outings and stuff. But if you don't have an outing or anything, you can grab your friends and go there for some Father's Day fun. Registration starts at 8 a.m. with a tee time of 9. Cost is $80 per person. It includes 18 holes for greens fees, your carts, prizes for top 3, and a cook-your-own steak dinner at the conclusion. I kind of like that cook-your-own-steak dinner because everybody likes their steak cooked differently.
Gives me anxiety. The melting
Everything
pot.
gives you anxiety.
That's also true. The melting pot. I don't know if they're still around, but when we lived
there
down
are some in other cities.
We
still
lived in the DC area, and everyone loved the melting pot.
Yep.
All this rage, and so we go there, and they give you all these portions of chicken and fish, and then you cook it yourself
over the fire.
Which I'm like, why? And it's expensive, and I'm like, you pay for the chef, right? The professional to do this.
It's the experience. That's why I don't let you cook. See, you always complain that I never let you cook, and you're saying that it gives you anxiety. So why would I ask you to do something?
I don't know how to do it.
Well, there you go. So don't ever complain. I don't let you in the kitchen anymore.
I do like a steak raw, so you can't really mess that up.
We definitely like ours mooing.
Throw it on so it gets warm, and then just take it off. That's not that hard. Chicken and fish scare me.
All right. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Except me.
No, you too. I love you.